White Ranger, Dino Power. Sorry, y'all, I just had to do that. I forgot to do it in my review of the White Ranger, so I had to do it at the beginning of this video. But this is not about Trent today or Mikoto. No. This is about the black... Well, actually, hold on. Let me do my intro. Hold on. What's good, y'all? It's your boy BioSpider 3.0, keeping the action going. There we go. With the Black Abba Warrior, aka Black Dino Thunder Ranger from SooSooToys. Yes, we are back at it, man. Our second review of a SooSooToys Ranger figure. Today we've got none other than the great Tommy Oliver back in black. So as you can see, we've got our 1/6 scale, figure or box here. Again, very similar to the White Ranger as far as design goes. We've got the visor on the front, which I think is a really nice look for the box. This is like the first box that we saw from SooSoo, because he's the first Ranger that got released, and I really did like the box design, like right off the top. Just the fact that it was like this simple black box, but then we've got like the gold teeth for the his visor just right there front and center. Black Abba Warrior, we've got that Dino Thunder insignia again in the middle there, and then SST 063D. So 1/6 scale collectible figure. So this is D out of the first 4 Rangers that they released, A, B, C, D. He was the first to get released, and then the White Ranger, I think they basically went backwards. So they released like D, C, B, A, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Green Samurai Ranger from Ninja Storm, I think he was A, so I think he was like the last to get released. But yeah, again, very dope box design. Love how it looks. We got SooSooToys up in this corner right here, SooSooToys exclusive in this corner right here, which again I think is just referencing the whole limited edition thing, even though I'm pretty sure it's not nearly as limited as they claimed in the beginning. And then looking at the side of the box, we've got that awesome diamond pattern that obviously goes down the sides of Tommy's costume as the Black Dino Thunder Ranger, so that's very cool. It's kind of nice, cool how they kind of fade out also as you get closer to the top and the bottom. This one in the middle here is like the most noticeable, of course. On the box, we've got all that warning stuff that we had, pretty much the exact same thing that was on the back of the White Dino Thunder or Abba Assassin box. So again, if you want to read it, you can go ahead and pause it. I'll bring it in close here. You can go ahead and pause it now and read all that if you want. I'm not going to go through it again, but there you go. SooSooToys at the bottom there again. Black Abba Warrior again up top. Black Abba Warrior at the very top of the box. Bottom of the box again, Black Abba Warrior. Got a little bit of dust on there because he was waiting for review in my room for a bit, but now we finally come to the day. So let's get to it, man. Let's not wait any further. I'm very excited to unbox Mr. Tommy here. So I'm sliding the slip cover off, nice and easy here. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the review of the Abba Assassin, but one thing that I really do love about these SooSooToys 1/6 scale boxes is that they're very easy to open. It's not like a Hasbro package where you gotta worry about tearing it up and cutting tape, a whole lot of tape and all that stuff. Very easy with the slip covers, style of these boxes, which is really dope. And put him down here, and I'm going to pick the camera up and show you what it looks like again from the top. So we get this really awesome slip cover, very similar to the Abba Assassin. Now we've got the Black Abba Warrior or Dino Thunder Black with his slip cover, which looks awesome. Got that Dino Thunder insignia logo right there in the middle. Got some awesome flame effects, very similar to the White Ranger. And we've got him in an awesome pose with the brachio staff. So awesome stuff. Bringing this back down. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and get the slip cover off so we can see the beast that lies within. Oh yeah. There he is, man. Looking incredible. So I'm gonna pick the camera up one more time so y'all can get a nice down POV. Oh yeah, top view, look at that. There he is in his box, looking amazing with all of his accessories. Oh man, that is awesome. So let's get right to it. Let's release the beast. the OG, the mentor, the teacher of the Dino Thunder students. Alright, let's pull this tray out. We'll move the bottom box down here for a bit. Alrighty. Getting the top slip cover off. We got just a little bit of tape or stickers here holding it down. So we'll just remove those real quick from the side. Very easy, you don't even need scissors to actually remove this, so that's cool. Alright. Let's see, any up top or anything? Okay, cool. Should be able to slide it off now. Let's see. Oh, we got one more right here. One more on the side. And there we go. Get rid of that. Okay. Boom. So got that off and out of the way. Put that there. And let's pull out Mr. Tommy. This is like Tommy being frozen in that amber in that episode where Trent froze him. And he was stuck that way for a while, and the other Rangers had to fight their battles without the great teacher at their side. It's like he's been frozen in amber all this time, and now we're finally releasing him so he can be back in action. So again, removing the plastic from his arms. Let's see. This one's a little bit tight. Seems like one arm's always tighter than the other with the plastic for some reason. It was the same thing with Trent, even though I think it was the opposite arm for him. But yeah, let's see, let me move this plastic down so we can slide it off. There we go. Peeling that over just a bit. There we go. Plastic is off. Now let's pull it off of his legs. Slide that down. Let's try this leg. This leg might be a little bit easier. I might just cut it, make it a little bit easier, because it seems to not want to come off his legs. Okay, I know I cheated, cheated a little bit, used the scissors, but you know, we can't spend all day trying to slide this plastic down his leg. Gotta get it off so we can see the immaculate details that SooSoo has brought us. Man, this plastic does not want to come off. Let's cut a little bit more away. Sorry, y'all, I'm struggling to get this plastic off. I don't know why they made it so tight to the leg. Okay, there we go. Got that off. One down, one to go. Oh, that one came off. There we go. That was easier. A lot easier than the other side. Alrighty then. And straighten the boy out here. Push the belt down just a little bit. Straighten out the head. Alrighty then. The arms, straighten out the legs a little bit, get the boots lined up. Alrighty, so I'm gonna push this back and see if we can get him standing nice and tall for us. Yes, sir. Boom. So there you have it. Let's get the camera up a little bit so you can see him. Have the head pointing a little more. Like that, there you go, boom. So there we have it, guys, the Black Dino Thunder Ranger, or the Black Aba Warrior. So yeah, man, again, these are, you know, SooSoo being the third-party company, they can't call it the Black Dino Thunder Ranger. They couldn't call, you know, Trent the White Dino Thunder Ranger. They got to use aliases. And, you know, being that this is mostly based on the Sentai, it's kind of fitting that this guy is the Black Aba Warrior, and then Trent was the Abba Assassin, which I think has a really nice ring to it. Nice play off of Abare Killer, which is of course his Sentai counterpart. But yeah, man. So that is, he's looking great right up out of the box. So real quick, I'm gonna get him on the rotating display base so we can get a good 360 look at him and his details. And then we'll take a look at his accessories. Yes, yes, yes. So let's get him up here. Gonna back him up a bit because the stand obviously is gonna make him even taller. All right, so back him up just a little bit more. Boom. And let's get some rotation in. Ooh-wee, that boy is clean. Very, very nice details, man. So nice to finally have this Ranger in like full detail and just, you know, great proportions and everything. I do have the Lightning Collection version of this Ranger. I haven't reviewed it yet. Kind of ironic that I'm reviewing the, you know, the larger, the 6 scale version before the 112 scale. I've been meaning to review that one for a while now. I just had something I had to do before I reviewed it, and I'm almost done with that. So as soon as I finish it up, I will get that review up. It will probably be up like shortly after this. Actually, after this review, I'm going to be doing a music review, or like lyric breakdown video, basically. So be looking forward to that. But yeah, back to this guy. Yeah, the details on him look absolutely fantastic. I really like the look of the black suit. I like how it's like a little bit reflective, not super matte. It's kind of got like a little bit of that, you know, sheen or shininess like the White Ranger suit did, which is very nice. You can see the light kind of playing off the suit very nicely here. The gold looks really, really nice. I've always loved this suit. To be honest, before the White Ranger suit debuted in Dino Thunder, this was by far my favorite suit. As far as Dino Thunder goes, like, you know, Tommy's suit was just hard, man. This is like one of the best suits I ever seen. There's really like no bad Black Ranger suits in Power Rangers. I've noticed that. I actually saw like a Reddit page. Somebody started like a Reddit forum talking about how there's no like bad Black Ranger suits, and honestly, I gotta agree. I don't think I've ever seen a bad Black Ranger suit. So, you know, this is definitely up there for me as one of my favorites. I love the contrast of the black and gold. It's clean. It's just got a clean design. All the gold diamonds going down his arms and his legs. Yeah, very, very nice. Very striking, kind of similar to the White Ranger suit. Even though I will say I think Trent kind of just one-upped the coolness of suit, you know, his suit just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, when that White Ranger suit debuted, I was like, okay, this is by far the hardest suit that I've ever seen. I was like, I thought it couldn't get much better than Tommy's, but once I saw that White Ranger suit, I was like, okay, yeah, I think you got him beat. But even so, this suit still does a lot for me. I really like this suit a whole bunch. Love the design of it and the gold shoulder pads and everything. All right, so let's get him off the rotating display stand. Boom. Let's take him off. Move this out the way. And let's put him, well, let's actually put him to the side for just a sec, and let's take a close look at the accessories. The good old weapons and all that stuff. All right. So first, of course, we'll look at the brachial staff. All right. So we've got a shortened and extended version of the brachial staff, which is awesome. I love that SooSoo again gave us the options for both, because, you know, when he holsters it, it does kind of shorten a little bit, retracts, and then when he has it in the you know, when he's in battle and using it as an actual weapon, it extends, so it's more like a sword. So that's really cool. So real quick, I'll just show you each individual piece up close so you can see all the details. So boom, we've got the handle part of the brachial staff, which is beautifully detailed. It looks like it came right out of the show. You know what I'm saying? Look at that beautiful silver paint on the back here, the gold trim outlining each of these like little spine sections going up the back of the brachial's neck. Look at that. And the brachial head itself, beautifully detailed. Even like the teeth, even the teeth are like painted silver, which is really nice. Has a very nice pop to it. And then we've got like all the gold for the crest of his head and everything, and then like a little bit of red up there at the top. That is beautiful. I think even the eyes, yeah, the eyes of the brachial are red as well. It's like a dark red. I don't know how well that picks up on camera, but his eyes are like in a dark red. And then we've got the black, of course, for the front going down. Very, very nice. Some more silver down here towards the handle where he like grips it. And then black for the actual part that he grips. And then boom, right there we've got some gold right there at the beginning of like where the staff starts. And they even painted the button, the red button for, you know, like when he's activating like different modes of his brachial staff. They actually, yeah, because in the show, it doesn't, unfortunately, it's not on this weapon, but at least as far as I can see, yeah, but on his, on this gold part in the show, he actually has like different, you know, symbols for like different, you know, things that he can do with the brachial staff, different modes he can set it to. So like the fire strike, wind strike, earthquake. There's, I think there's like a water, like a tsunami thing. So yeah, they have like different symbols labeled on this gold part in the show. But even though SooSoo didn't get that on this, you know, this weapon, I still think it looks very, very beautiful, right? You can use your imagination. Still looks really, really good. You know, I'm not gonna knock them for not putting that in there, but yeah, still very nice. And then we have this peg at the end so that you can peg in either the shorter end of the blade or the staff or the longer version. So it's gonna key in right there. I guess I'll show you, right? Here's the shorter version, right? Not a whole lot to it, it's just very simplistic like it was in the show. Let's see if I can get some focus. Okay, there we go. Silver paint and then the gold right where it should be, so that looks really, really nice. Nice gold tip there, so you can plug that into the other part of the staff at the top, and boom. Now you've got the shortened version of the brachial staff, or the one that he keeps in his holster like that, which is very, very nice. I like the size of it and everything. Looks very, very good. And then of course you can pull that out and pull this shorter version out and key in the longer version, the actual full staff version that he uses when fighting. So yeah, let me make sure the shape of this lines up. So yeah, it's kind of like in a square shape, so you want to make sure that it can slide and lock into place accordingly. But let's see, I think I got that in all the way. It's a little tricky to make sure I got it. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Boom, so now you've got the long version of the brachial staff, which is awesome. Love this, absolutely love the detail on this, man. Really does look like a show replica, minus, you know, those little symbols that would be like here on the gold. But or like it's either on the silver or on the gold. It might be like up here on the silver, but I know that he turns this, and so that it'll like the gold part will like line up with the symbols that are like up top. So I forget if it's on the actual gold part or the silver. I think it's actually on the silver now that I think about it. But either way, even though those symbols are not present on this, this still looks absolutely beautiful, man. Great, great job by SooSooToys on this brachial staff. Beautiful, beautiful weapon. Elegant. I love it. All right, so that is his weapon. Let's take a look at his alternate hands. This right here. All right, so first up for the hands, we've got two fist hands, just like the White Ranger. We've got fist hands for our Black Ranger. We've got some cool, nice gold paint for the diamond, or the, you know, little triangle on top. Very nice paint work. A nice, mostly matte finish, maybe satin, probably matte for the black going in for the gloves and everything. And it's very detailed. There's actually like line work sculpted in there, very similar to the White Ranger glove. Hopefully you can see that. A little hard to see because it's black, but there is like some line work for like the stitching or whatever, you know, inner lining of the glove. So that's really nice. So we've got two fist hands, one for each side, and then we've got some, these look like the weapon holding hands. So we've got like a little bit of a space in between, and we've got the fingers kind of curled around, the thumb, you know, perched in. So that looks good. Very similar, you know, a good, very, very good clean paint from what I can see. The gold and the diamond and everything. The lines up top right here just before the knuckles. Very, very nice. And the inner line work of the glove is present there again. So very, very good. Very nice work there. So we've got 2 weapon holding hands, and then last but not least, we have some kind of style pose, kind of like a crouching or, you know, claw grabbing type hands. Very similar to the White Ranger, so that is awesome. Again, very, very nice paintwork. I don't see any bleeding. This is very, very nice stuff. If this is like all hand painted stuff, like they said in the description, then this is very, very nicely done. Very, very clean. You know, looks like it came out of like a factory or something, like professionally produced, but yeah, this is very, very nicely done. Love it. Super clean paintwork. So boom, so that's all of his alternate hands. And then of course we get the, I guess it's an acrylic base. I think I said ceramic in the White Ranger review, but I'm pretty sure this is like an acrylic base. But yeah, we get that acrylic base once again, as well as a crotch grabber stand. And yes, you can peel this off. So this like cardboard papery stuff on top is meant to be peeled off, and then underneath, as you can see, like from the side right there, it's actually a clear base. It's meant to be clear, so yeah, you can peel that off. I did it with the White Ranger, and then you have a nice acrylic base. Unfortunately, again, the stand is not probably going to peg into the hole there because it's not wide enough. Unfortunately, SooSoo made a mistake as far as like the dimensions or the circumference of this hole that they drilled in, and it's not wide enough excuse me, to allow this you know, this stand to fit into it. So that's unfortunate, but if you have like a Dremel or something, you can probably just Dremel out a little bit more from, you know, the size of this hole that they drilled, and you should be able to get this in there and yeah, use it as a stand if you like. So there is that. All right, so moving the base and all that stuff out the way, let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and put the brachio staff in his holster. So I'm going to put the holstered version of it into his holster so we can see how that looks at his side. Alright, so let's go ahead and plug that in. And let's see here. Okay, looks pretty good. Just trying to make sure it's nice and snug in there. Alright. So here we have it. Here we have the brachio staff at the Black Ranger's side. I'm going to go ahead and move the tray out the way so that's not distracting our background. Put this hand back. And booyah! We have ourselves a Black Dino Thunder Ranger. Fully weaponized. You know, we've got his weapon at his side and the holster there, which looks very, very nice. Seems to rest, you know, right where it should. Yeah, it looks really, really good at his side. It actually comes up like quite a bit over his belt, which is cool. Comes up pretty high, and again, the belt is like a soft kind of floaty piece, so you can move it up or down if you want. You can always adjust that, get it more centered, right? And the silver paint for the like the middle of the belt buckle looks really, really nice. I love the gold for the actual belt itself, and the Dino insignia on his chest looks beautiful. Very, very nicely done. I know some people had like a problem. I saw like on Reddit somebody had like there was like a chunk or something, like almost like a piece of gold kind of like missing out of like the outer circle right here. So that was a little unfortunate. They had like some gold missing there straight out of the package, but you know, but at least on mine, you know, I'm happy to report that it came out very, very clean, and it's a very nice gold. I don't know if you guys recall, I got this guy off of eBay, by the way, because I didn't pre-order him, because I don't know if you guys remember me mentioning I wasn't completely sold on the Black Ranger at first when I first saw the promo images from SooSoo, and that's because the main thing that was kind of keeping me back from him, there was two things, but the main thing was the first one was his helmet. I always thought that in the promo pictures that they first showed, his helmet looked a little too like wide, kind of fat in a lot of shots, and I don't know if maybe SooSoo was just trying to do like a little bit more of like a stylization to the promo art for him, but yeah, I just felt like it was a little bit too like wide and fat in a lot of the shots that they showed. But once I saw the actual figure like come out and the final product shots, and I started watching like reviews on YouTube, I was like, hey, that looks, you know, on point. Like that's how it looked in the show. So yeah, it definitely seems like they kind of cleaned up, you know, the look of the helmet for the final release, which I'm really happy about because this looks beautiful. See, because you can see like the helmet, you know, has obviously like a more round like dome at the top, and then as it gets closer to like the chin, you know, it kind of tapers off, which is, you know, kind of like a common look for all the Ranger helmets, which I like. Because it just has like a better look, I think, when it's more streamlined as it comes like, you know, closer to their chins and stuff. So it actually looks like there's like a human, you know, face behind it. But yeah, so I'm really glad to report that SooSoo kind of, you know, really got the accuracy of the helmet down for the final release. I really like how it came out. I think there are like a few minor details or maybe detail missing from the helmet itself as far as design goes. I believe, and I didn't really notice this, but I saw someone's review and they pointed it out, and then I had to start, you know, looking up images just to kind of, you know, make sure what they were saying was true. And I believe there is supposed to be like a silver lining, like a very subtle silver lining, kind of like in between, or like at the bottom of his I guess you'd call it like fin or crest of his helmet. So like, I think like right here where you can see like this part connect to the rest of the helmet, this kind of like triangle piece that comes off, I believe there's supposed to be like a silver line there. And so let me pull up some images just to confirm that, but I do think that is in fact part of the design, and SooSoo may have missed that. So let's see here. Let's get a good image up just so we can confirm that. Oh, come on, computer. Don't do this to me. Computer's not wanting to load it up at this time. Come on, computer. Don't do this. My computer's tripping, so we might not be able to pull it up right now. But yeah, I do believe that he is supposed to have like a subtle like little silver line kind of thing going at the bottom of this like fin that he's got. Okay, there we go. Now my computer wants to pull it up. So let's see here. Let's get a nice close-up image. Let's see, here's a good one. I'm gonna open this in a bigger tab so we can see it better. And zoom in a little bit. And yeah, this isn't the clearest image, but yeah, I think you can kind of see it in this photo right here. So I'll bring my computer in. Again, forgive all the tabs, guys. I got a lot of projects going that I'm working on, but I think you can see it, kind of see it a little bit in this pic right here. All right, so zoom in a bit on the crest. Yeah, I think you can kind of see it like right there. There's like a little bit of like a silver line that kind of highlights like that point where the fin connects to the rest of the helmet. So yeah, I think SooSoo kind of missed that, but it's a very subtle detail. Like honestly, I wouldn't even really notice that. And you know, I mean, I won't really like hold it against them. I guess technically it is a missed detail of the costume, but honestly, I don't mind it because that's something like very minor. Something I think like most people wouldn't even notice. You probably just think that that's just like the light, you know, shining. You know how the light like would come off of like the sculpt around his helmet, but it probably is actually like silver paint or something that was applied to the helmet there. So that's a subtle detail. It would have been nice, obviously, if it was on the figure, but it not being there definitely doesn't really bother me, especially now that I can see it in hand. Definitely not something that I notice very much anyways, because like when I see his helmet, my attention always goes to like, you know, first thing it goes to is, you know, the gold teeth, obviously, you know, in the middle there, because that's very striking and that's what draws the eye first. I like that they at least got the red line going down the middle here of the fin. And I will say that I think maybe I guess the purple color that they use for the eyes of the helmet, I guess that's pretty accurate now that I have it in person. In videos, it seemed like it was very, I guess like muted, like it was like a very soft color, almost looked more blue than purple. And now that I have it in person, I'm pulling him in just a little bit closer to get a better look. I guess, yeah, overall it does have like the right look. That's a pretty, it's kind of like a bluish purple on the figure. And then I feel like in Dino Thunder, it looks like more of like a, just like straight up purple. But I would say like the overall color is pretty much accurate. I mean, bringing it back in here so you can see the helmet. Let's see if we can get some focus on it. But yeah, I see. Okay, right there. Hopefully you can kind of see what I mean. Like, see how it kind of seems like it's like almost like a translucent or like faded purple color in nature, or like maybe even like a little blue to the purple. So yeah, maybe it could have been like a slightly like brighter, more saturated purple for like the eyes, but I mean I still think it looks really good. I think that's like a mostly accurate look. So you know, pretty nice helmet as far as the overall look goes, and you know how it came out. I think it's fine. So that looks pretty good to me. But yeah, going back to the figure itself, let's take a closer look at some of those details up close. So let's see here. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Yeah, really nice. Again, fabric for the costume, absolutely love it. The feel of it is very nice, and it's very conformed to like the body and everything. And we've got these gold diamonds going down the leg. Got some gold, you know, trim for the top of the boots, and the boots themselves look very nice. Nice sculpt to see like the wrinkles, kind of, you know, the wrinkling of the boots. We've got some nice line work going down the middle there. All that stuff. It looks really nice. So the suit, even the morpher, look at that morpher. Look how much detail they were able to get into the morpher. Brachiomorpher is clean, man. Very clean. So I really like how Tommy's morpher specifically had like a key, and in the Sentai, that key is actually like really important. It plays like an even bigger role for the Black Ranger in the Sentai, but I like that, you know, Tommy in Dino Thunder like had the key, and he had to actually like plug it into the morpher and twist it. And you can even see they've even got like the detail of the keyhole right there, like the little slot that he would stick it into and turn it to activate the morpher. That is so awesome. Really love that they got that in there. Dino Thunder, power up. Like, man, Tommy was a beast, man. When that Back in Black episode, man, I remember watching that as a kid and just getting chills. Like the first time I saw Tommy morph, I still get chills to this day when I watch that morph, because it's like the first time that we've seen him back in action since like, what was it, Turbo, I think? Yeah, after Turbo. I don't think he was like in any seasons. I'm doing like a Ranger marathon right now. I'm currently on Lost Galaxy, so still got a, you know, little ways to go before I get to Dino Thunder again. But yeah, man, just seeing Tommy back in action was like the coolest thing when we watched that morph for the first time. But yeah, bringing that morpher back in, you can see they got like even like the little red here in the middle for the center, and then the gold and the black for the you know, the face and everything. I think they even got like a little bit of silver in there for the teeth. That is beautiful. Very nicely detailed morpher. And just going up the body here, we've got the nice gold shoulder pads, those nice triangular sharp shoulder pads, looking awesome. And yeah, just everything about this suit is fantastic. Really nice look to it. Very very similar to like a cloth or like spandex looking type of suit. I'm pretty sure the Ranger outfits themselves are like spandex, but this cloth fabric is like a very nice representation that looks, you know, similar to like a spandex suit in 6 scale, like a much smaller version, obviously. But yeah, and the stitching down the back is actually accurate, believe it or not. Like, that's not just because of like the figure, like, you know, this being like a cloth figure, and they had to obviously like, you know, sew it together at some point, but this like line down the middle is actually like show accurate to the suit. Like if you see Tommy from behind, you'll actually like see he has this stitching going right down the center of his back, so that's awesome. And then we've even got, I don't know if this line in the belt is supposed to be there. I've never really noticed that. I don't know if that's supposed to like line up with the line going down his back. I'm not sure if that's like show accurate or not. I'll have to you know, look at some reference images for that. But we do, at least on my copy, I have like this line that kind of separates the gold back here. Kind of looks like it's like a split in the belt, but it also looks intentional, so I don't think it's like, I don't think it's like, you know, a QC error or anything like that. I think it's looks like it's intentional because it's kind of clean. Looks like they like purposely sculpted a line, you know, down the center of his belt. So that's interesting. And you can like line it up with the, again, that stitching that goes, you know, through his costume. So that's cool. But yeah, that's how he looks from the back. And I like the white color that they use for the fabric of the neck. Looks very, very clean. And even the gold going around for like the collar part of his suit. Very, very nice highlight. And yeah, it's really great that these figures have like a very clear, noticeable neck, because obviously, you know, Hasbro had a issue with that with the Lightning Collection. A lot of the Lightning Collection figures suffered from like a no neck syndrome thing, and it just looked really bad because, you know, the helmets were so mashed down, like basically right to their shoulders, and they just, you know, basically had no necks, and it looked really bad. So it's really nice that SooSoo made it very clear, you know, where the necks start and end on these figures, these 1/6 scale figures. And yeah, I gotta say, this guy looks fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic. So, all that being said, let's get into some play and display. Let's see just how much posing this guy can do. We've already seen what the White Ranger can do, so this guy should have just as good range, if not better. Alright, so here we go. Starting off with the head articulation. Let me back him up. Gotta back these guys up a bit because he's pretty tall. But yeah, starting with the head articulation, we can look down about that far, which is really, really good. Turn that from the side. You see he's looking straight down, all the way down to his feet, to the ground. We can lift it up and back about that far. When you move the neck and the head back, you can get him looking up about that high, which I think is really good. That's a pretty good look up. Very, very nice range. Coming back centered. All right, and then we can turn the head side to side, no problem. And we can even get a clean 360 swivel all the way around. Very nice. All right. And then as far as like side to side leaning, well, okay, I'll show you without the neck. So just the head by itself, we can lean to each side about that much. So that's just with the head alone, right? And then if we add the neck into that, we can lean all the way over here, basically, you know, kind of tuck his ear into his shoulder like that, or, you know, get close anyways. Same thing on the other side. So very, very nice. Really, really nice natural head movement there. Get a lot of swivel and just different types of expressive poses with the head. So that's very, very nice to see. And then this brachial staff. And then with the arms, we will raise them up and out to the sides that far, so they can come all the way up until they obviously hit the shoulder pads, just a slight hindrance, but he's still able to get like a clean T-pose to each side. So that's nice. The arms can at least come out like horizontal until they hit those shoulder pads, so that's very, very good. And then as far as like coming forward, again, you kind of have to like loosen up these joints in the skeleton, but I've seen it, like once you get the joints loosened up, you can actually get his arm like rotating like basically a full 360. And you'll kind of, there we go. So you can see as I'm loosening it up, you can kind of actually like hear it click. But yeah, you can like raise his arms like all the way back here. And I'm not gonna push it past the shoulder pads because I don't want to damage it. I know that the shoulder pads are probably like connected or glued somewhere up here. So I definitely don't want to damage that, but you can definitely get his arm coming way back here if you really want to. And then you can swing it forward. I'm gonna take the brachial staff out just for now, so this will be easier. You can swing it forward pretty much all the way. Like if you were to move the shoulder pad out of the way, you could probably get like close to a 360, like pretty much all the way. Like you can really raise the arms out of the way, so that is really, really nice to see. And I think I did see somebody do that in a review, like pretty much push it all the way. So I'll try to link that in the description so you can see that. But yeah, and he's got a butterfly joint, very similar to the White Ranger, so you can get some good shoulder movement front to back like that. Very, very nice. And there is kind of like a bicep swivel built into here, so you can, even though you can't like see the line for it like a plastic figure, you can, rotate the arm in and out like so. And you can actually like do it like quite a bit. Like obviously the fabric is going to kind of twist as you start, rotating the arm, but you can do it like a lot. You can really rotate the arm in or out depending on how you want it. Just be careful because you don't want the fabric to scrunch up too much and like end up damaging the print for these gold diamonds on the side of his arm. But you can do that. We've got some nice bend in the elbows, like so. Very, very nice double jointed elbows. Now you get plenty of bend, far better than a 90, so that's nice. All right, coming back down, we've got the hands on again, like kind of like very small ball pegs, so you can rotate them all the way around. Not a lot of play as far as like up and down or side to side movement. It would have been really nice if they were able to get that in there, but because that would make the weapon, poses a lot more dynamic looking. But again, you can still get this guy into a lot of really great poses even without that, so that's really cool. But yeah, we get like full 360 rotation in the hands. As far as the torso, we can crunch forward. Let's see. Getting crunching here, and move the belt down just a little bit. So really push it. You can get him getting a nice good crunch forward like that. Crunching backwards. Really, really nice. Boom. Crunching way back there, so that's really good. Really good range going back. Bringing him back forward and straight. Get some nice little bit of leaning to the side. Little lean to each side, so that's good. A little bit of that lean. We get a little bit of twist action in there as well. A little bit of rotation. Boom, boom. Very, very nice. As far as the legs, we'll do out to the side first. You can hear it kind of click, but you can keep pushing it all the way up and you should be able to get basically a full split. So let's try the other leg with this ranger. See if we can get him into basically some full splits right now. Yep, if you really push it, you can get the boy into a nice full splits pose. Look at that, he's taking up the whole screen. I really got to hold him like way back here just to get him all the way in the shot. But yeah, nice full splits if you really push it. And then bringing the legs back down, he's got like a thigh swivel built in, very similar to the bicep. So you got some thigh rotation in there, inner and outer thigh rotation, which is nice. And the fabric obviously moves with it. You can kick the leg up and up and out. Nice front kick like that. Very, very nice. Nice 90-degree front kick. As far as kicking back, comes about that far. He's gonna run into the sculpt of the butt. It's like a hard skeleton underneath, so it's really not gonna go too much farther than that, but you can get at least that much range going back. Very nice. And then the knees, we've got kind of like, I'm guessing double jointed knees. Can't really tell with the fabric in the way, but you still get like about the same range as like a double jointed knee on a 1/12 scale figure. Knee or the foot comes up to like the lower back, a little bit above the belt, so that's nice. Coming back down, we have boot rotation. So remember, the boots are kind of like a separate piece from the rest of the leg and even the the foot. So they get a little individual rotation in the boots, the boot cuffs, and then the actual foot itself. You can rotate side to side. Let's see, make sure that's in the shot. Oh, haha, popped it off. But you can see right there's like the ball peg inside. So when you want to remember those ankle extenders that came with the White Ranger came with 2 sets of ankle extenders. And so the second set is for this guy in case you wanted to make him, taller and scale better with the 3/0 figures. You can do that. So you can see right there, the ball peg is right there. So you would just kind of like pull this piece out and put the larger, pegs in there, and that'll, give him some added height if you want to do that. So let me go ahead and plug this back in. Let's see. Make sure I can. Oh, his whole boot came off. So let me Let me put that back on. So let me slide that back. And the fabric is kind of covering the hole. So hold up, let me see here. I might have to adjust the fabric a little bit just so this can plug back in. Okay, hold on, here we go. Okay, there we go. So yeah, basically you can see this is the internal workings of the leg, like the skeleton. So if you take off like the entire boot piece, this is what it'll look like underneath. And my fabric was right here was stretched down all the way, so it was kind of covering the hole. So I just kind of, you know, peeled it back a little bit and then pushed it up so that the you know, the foot will be able to plug in a lot easier. So I'm putting the boot back on, putting the cuffs, and then now I'm going to stick in the foot. There you go. Easy pop back in, just like that. Very, very simple. All right, so now it's lined up again. And again, as far as that like ankle rotation, you can swivel side to side. So that's very nice. And you can pivot down. And now you can see a little bit of that kind of, you know, brown or whatever skin tone color in there just because I moved the fabric up. You can push that back down if you really want to. But yeah, hinges up. The foot hinges up about that far. And then hinges down. Oh, came off again. Hold up, let me pop this back in. I wonder if kind of looks like a piece of the plastic broke. But it does plug back in, so that's good at least. But anyways, you can hinge it down, I would say about that far maybe before it pops off. So that looks good. All right, so let's get that back lined up. So yeah, and that's pretty much, and then you have your, you know, your side to side swivel as well for the foot. So you can rotate it side to side. So yeah, really, really nice range and articulation for this guy overall. Excellent, excellent stuff. So let's go ahead and put the brachial staff back in his holster. Boom. So now we've got the holstered brachial staff at his side. We'll do one more 360 look at him on the display stand, rotating display stand, and then we'll get him into some poses with the extended version of the brachial staff. So let's put him back up here real quick, get him nice front and center stage. Booyah. All right. And let's get him rotating once again. Very, very nice, man. I love it. Absolutely fantastic figure. SooSoo is killing it on these Ranger figures, man. I am just so beyond excited. I cannot wait for the, you know, the 5 Red Ranger releases that are going to be coming out soon. They're already up for pre-order. I'll be making a video on that, of course, very, very soon. Talking about those 5 Reds that are coming out. But yeah, this guy is fantastic, just like the White Ranger. And if SooSoo keeps this up, man, at 3-0, I hate to say it, but y'all are going to have some very, very steep competition, man. Because SooSoo so far is really setting the bar for these 1/6 scale Ranger figures, as far as I'm concerned. The details, the posability, the accessories, like everything, they're just killing it. So yeah, if they keep this up, they should be very solid. I know a lot of Ranger fans are going to be definitely probably going to go with SooSoo once you know, more reviews pop up on YouTube and photos, and they really see what these figures can do. Yeah, people might be switching teams. Hate to say it, but 3-0 customers might be starting to go over to SooSoo. So, you know, just something to think about. But yeah, you gotta love it, man. Third-party companies are just, you know, proving themselves more and more these days. I'm just amazed by all the amazing stuff that's coming out of these third-party companies that a lot of people don't even know about, but you know, they're definitely making a name for themselves. So that's really great to see. So, you know, giving the license companies a run for their money. So boom, there you go. That is our last, you know, 360 look rotation of the Black Ranger. I'm gonna stand out the way. Let's go ahead and get him into some style poses with the brachial staff. So I'm gonna change out his hands with some of the weapon holding hands. So I'm going to take this relaxed hand off. Go ahead and come out of there, you. And it is always a little bit tough to get the hands off at first, but as you interchange them more and more, it should get a little easier with time. So boom, got that hand off. Let's see. Put in one of the weapon holding hands for the right hand right here. So I'm gonna move this out the way. Okay, I think I got it on there. All right. Booyah. So let's get the brachial staff going in his right hand. Oh, came off. That fist came off again. Okay. I'm gonna try it this way. So I'm gonna stretch out the hands a little bit here. And again, the hands are in like a hard plastic, but they are kind of pliable, so you can kind of maneuver the fingers out of the way. You just kind of have to use a little bit of force to kind of pry them open so you can get the weapon in there. So boom, I've got him holding the brachial staff. Plug it back into the arm here. And it can be a little tricky sometimes just because the pegs are so small in the arm, and sometimes the cuffs kind of slide down and block, you know, the entryway for the hands to go on. So you just kind of have to readjust the cuffs a little bit so they can get out the way. Boom, there you go. So now I've got the small version, at least, in his hand. Now I'm gonna exchange that out for the long extended version, like he's about to go into battle. Sliding that down, and boom. Now we have Mr. Tommy Oliver, or Asuka from, you know, Abba Ranger. We have him with his fully extended brachial staff in his hand. And you can see just how long it is. Like, look at the length of it. That is beautiful. That is like a nice, show accurate length for his weapon. And you'll see when I review that Lightning Collection Hasbro Dino Thunder Black that his staff is far too short. I think they basically gave him like the holstered version instead of this nice long extended version, which is, you know, unfortunate. They should have gave him both. Same thing for Trent, but yeah, now you can see that's how he looks with that full brachial staff in his hand. So let's get him into some nice, you know, action poses. I'm gonna swap out his other hand with a one of those kind of crouching hands. A nice kind of claw grabbing style pose hand. All right. Push that in. Boom. Let's get him into a nice dynamic pose here with the brachial staff. Okay, here we go, here we go. Let's get him into something kind of cool looking. Okay, there we go. Move the belt down just a little bit, adjusting the legs here. Let's see, okay, there we go. Just making sure you can stand here. Boom. And now we've got Tommy with or Asuka with the extended brachial staff, looking like a badass. Love it, love it, love it. Love the look of this, man. That is awesome. You see, I did that like really quick. Just a very quick, easy pose to get him into. Very, very nice. Look at that. Booyah. He's ready to go into battle, man. Let's try something slightly different. Let's see. So the brachial staff, I'm gonna have him kind of raise it up here. Make sure it's plugged in good too. Okay, there we go. Boom, like that. All right, look at that. Here we go. Something a little different. Oh yeah, look at that. So let's see here. We got the hand. Let's see, make sure you can still stand up good. Okay, there we go. Boom. Another nice action pose for y'all. Boom. Here's a little side view. Just to give you a little taste of what he can do, let me readjust the belt, make it a little more centered here. There we go. Push it down a bit. Boom, man, look at that. Awesome, awesome stuff, man. And this is just a taste, man, of the kind of, the kind of poses that they can do. I'm gonna have a lot more shorts and like different videos showing the posing of these guys, but they are capable of some absolutely amazing stuff, man. This is just a very small taste just to give you guys an idea of what they can do, but they can do so much more than this. I just wanted you guys to see like a little bit of the posing that you can pull off with these guys. But yeah, absolutely fantastic, man. So let's go ahead and finish it off with some size comparisons. Excellent, excellent Ranger. Another great job by SooSoo. Yeah, these figures are fantastic, man. The only thing that would have made these figures like even better would have been if they had given them some parts to go into like Super Dino mode. That would have been really dope. If we got like some extra armor pieces that we could attach to the suit to have them go Super Dino, that would have been absolutely like the icing on the cake. But even without that, these are absolutely fantastic. And I like how the visor is done. The visor is almost like, it's kind of like in that same reflective style as the White Rangers was, but it's like hard to describe. It's like, it doesn't really have a glassy look, but it does have like kind of like a reflectiveness to it. It almost seems like a flat paint and then like maybe like a gloss coat, added over it, but it still looks really, really cool. And again, the helmet is in like a matte finish. Again, that's just something that SooSoo is doing with their Ranger figures for some reason. They're not really adding a gloss to the helmets, like to make them look how they do in the show, but it doesn't look bad. And if you really wanted to change it, you could obviously add that. I meant to add a link for that Rust-Oleum paint that I had mentioned in the White Ranger review, but yeah, I'll try to find that Reddit page again and link it in the description. My bad, guys. But yeah, if you really wanted to, you could always like add like a gloss coat to the helmets to make them look a little more show accurate, but these still at least have like a very premium look to them, and I really, really like that. So yeah, these look like overall just fantastic. And maybe like some effects parts that would have also like maybe brought these Rangers up even more. Like it would have been really dope to see like some laser arrow effects with in 6 scale for like the White Ranger. That would have been so dope. But even without that, just the fact that we've got such beautifully detailed Rangers that are capable of so much dope posing and everything, like it's awesome, man. No complaints. So very, very nice. So let's get some size comparisons going and we will finish this one off. So we got some more videos to get to on the channel, man. So I'm gonna back this guy way, way up. All right. And I'll get Trent, Mr. Trent at his side. So let me make sure, I want to make sure they're lined up. And sometimes their legs do look a little bit long. I tend to kind of like bend Trent's, or yeah, I'll just call him Trent from now on. I tend to bend Trent's knees just a little bit, just enough to where it still looks like he's standing up straight, but also kind of like has like a good stance, like he's getting ready into a battle stance. So sometimes I'll bend the knees just a little bit, but yeah, just you can see, finally see some SooSoo 1/6 scale Rangers next to each other. Finally see how they scale together. Here is Mr. Tommy, and here is Trent next to him. So now you can see, booyah. Turn Trent a little more front and center here, boom. So now you got both of these guys, man. Man, they look good together. Oh, this is so dope. Seeing like the juxtaposition of these two is just awesome. Because, you know, black and white, black versus white, but these are like two of the coolest Ranger outfits in like all of Ranger history, if you ask me. I just absolutely love the look of both of these. And yeah, I'm just so happy to have both of them finally in the collection because they look absolutely fantastic. So yeah, there's our first SooSooToys Rangers in the collection, and they both are killing it, man. Absolutely killing it. And you can see they're just about neck and neck. I think the Black Ranger is actually slightly taller, which I like because, you know, Tommy was obviously a little bit taller than Trent. And I would say in the Sentai, it's hard to say because you don't really see too many shots of them like side by side because like most of the time Outright Killer and, you know, the Black Ranger are pretty much like enemies almost the whole season. But yeah, I would say that if anything, the Black Ranger might be like a little bit taller also than the White Ranger, but I think they're a little bit closer in height than Tommy and Trent, because Trent isn't that tall, Jeffrey Perazzo, and neither is Jason David Frank, I don't think, but he's definitely taller than you know, Jeffrey or Trent. So yeah, I like how this looks. A little bit of just like a slight height difference. I think that works out really well. So this looks beautiful, man. Absolutely love it. So let's bring in some more, you know, 6 scale-ish figures. So moving Trent out the way here. Let's put in the Galactus figure from my childhood. We've got this Galactus figure, which is a little bit bigger. And then we have the Talking Spectacular Spider-Man figure right here. All right, so let me slide, I'll bring the camera back just a bit. Boom, so there you have them side by side with him, and I think those look pretty good. Nice height comparison there. Moving these two. Let's get them with some smaller scale figures. We've got the Legacy Collection White Ranger from Bandai, Dino Thunder. And then we have the Lunar Wolf Ranger from the Lightning Collection on his other side. And you can see, obviously towering over both. But yeah, that should give you a good sense of the scale of these guys. I think the scale is perfect for these guys, honestly. Those 3-0 Rangers are like a little bit taller, and I don't think I would want Rangers maybe quite that big. I think this is like the perfect size for a 6 scale Ranger. Then we have Mesogog right here from the Lightning Collection. And for an SH Figure Arts, we have Tommy's other counterpart, his original costume as a Ranger, the Green Ranger, OG Green. So there you have it. And yeah, that should give you a good sense again of the size of these guys. So yeah, very cool stuff. And last but not least, we've got McFarlane Toys. We got the DC Rebirth Deathstroke right here, or Deathstroke. And then we have the ZD Toys in-game Thanos on his opposite side. And you can see, I think I said Thanos was like 1/3 of Trent's height in the last video. I meant to say 2/3. So he's, you know, he's a bigger scaled figure. So he's closer in height than most of the other 1/12 scale figures that I have. But y'all know what I'm saying. So boom, boom. And yeah, man. So I guess to end this off, I'm just gonna get him and Trent into like a nice cool pose next to each other, because now that I have both of these guys, I gotta see them in like some cool style poses to finish off this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and trade out one of Trent's hands. Put this right here. That is where it came out. So bring that back up.